Hi, my name is Rebecca, and along with Lexi and Logan, I've been working on the Integrated Memories Research Project. And the project began with my dad, who was a 1970 alumnus of Kalamazoo Central High School. And growing up, he would tell me memories and stories of high school that were ugly. When I went back in the historic record to try to verify his stories, I couldn't find much. So I was left with the decision that either my dad was crazy, or he felt the need to lie to me my whole life, or there was something missing. And to find out which one of those it was, my only real course of action was to hit the streets and talk with people. And so that's what we've been doing. This story is from one of the ladies we talked to, and I think it kind of sums up a lot of what happened at Kalamazoo Central, and I think the way she phrases her memories is really compelling.
I was in a typing class on the first floor. The students, and I guess they're primarily black students, though I don't really recall knowing any of them or knowing individual persons in this group. It was just, I just remember it as a group of black students. So we saw this big group. They came in the front door and there was glass breaking. And I don't know what they were doing out there. Clocks, maybe there's some showcases, glass, but lots of noise, lots of yelling, and lots of glass breaking. The next day I did not go to school. I think school was open, I didn't go. And then the next day I came back, and back then you just had to have a handwritten note from your parents. You took it around and I think turned it into the office at the end of the day. I don't really remember. But by like third or fourth hour, my English teacher said to me, "Sue, did you read this note that my dad had written?" I said, "No, And it said, "Please excuse Susan from school. Yesterday her school was sick."
So when Sue said her school was sick, I think that really stood out to me and stood out to the rest of our team as kind of being a good summary of what was happening at Kalamazoo Central. There are many reports that document the increasing racial violence and tension that was part of the daily reality of Kalamazoo Central High School. And it was ugly. I guess that's the best word I have for it. I think this next series of clips really helps illustrate how sick that school was and the many symptoms in which that sickness was manifested, and how our narrators recalled and experienced those stories 40 years later.
I don't remember being scared. But I must have been, because I never ever went to the bathroom when I was in. I would race home and go to the bathroom.
And then one time I was walking up the stairs, they go up 4 flights, and I kind of turned the corner on the half flight to look up, and there was a kid at the top kicking kids down the stairs. So I just went back down the stairs and picked another stairwell. I mean, it was just that, oh well.
I can remember I was in the first floor, there was physics class, and we opened the windows because you were at ground level and walked out of school because you saw all the kids going, and we knew that we talked about leaving school and going to the ad building to try and make the school a different place.
I can remember being in a study hall with probably 200 or 250 white male students, and finally one of them jumped up on a table and said he was tired of it and that he was going to go out and kill somebody of color. And it was a very ugly crowd that went out, and I think somebody would have gotten seriously hurt. I don't know if they'd have killed anybody, but there was no student of color within 2 or 3 blocks, and they shut the school down for a week.
There was a white kid laying in the street up against the tire of a car, and a black kid was kicking him, like stomping on him. And I got upset, I remember that. And Mr. Mitchell, my art teacher, I think I started to cry. He just pulled the curtains.
All in all, the high school experience was not anything that I would care to repeat.
So why this project? Why make a film about it? What makes these stories so compelling? I think these narrators have shown that they have scars from those days, And I don't think they're alone in those scars. I think those scars are born by other members of the class that I didn't get to talk with. And I think it's born by the Kalamazoo community as a whole. And those scars are only going to persist for as long as we think it's okay as a nation to put a Band-Aid on something and say it's fine, because it's not. And it's not going to be fine as long as these stories go untold. And that's what this project is about.
I would want to remember that it was people are people, and they get scared and they get angry and they get annoyed and they want to be, each of us wants to be noticed for who we are. That was a lesson Central taught me.